What's up, everybody? It's Conger Live, and I know it's been a while since I've done a video. I still haven't got my computer, so once again doing some vertical video recording here. I'm gonna run into our first day of Dimension Clash with the rat mutations. I'm not using the new Ninja Splinter because I haven't opened him up out of my rewards yet. I'm saving that for the next event that I want points for. And since the Slash event, the turtle from Dimension X, is what we have right now, I'm not doing that. Now, my Rat King is a decent power because of the mutation, but I don't know if he's really going to cut it, and I'll probably end up pulling him out. I ended up switching and using Dreg for a while last week, and that really helped me out. I did pull first place, so that was a really nice. We're going to let it go in auto at first. May end up taking over and doing some manual if I feel I need to. Now, because Splinter is mutated, really just going to give him a lot more survivability. He's not a damage dealer, but he's going to be able to give more defense as long as he's alive. So I would still want to try and target down the damage dealers if I were to do any sort of manual play. Rat King is the first one down on my side, but I already took down one of theirs. So it's 4-on-4. My Shredder hanging on by a thread. So their Shredder is definitely the threat right now, but luckily my Lord Dreg is probably going to perform a little bit better than their Donatello, and he's basically the replacement for that. Lord Dreg reduces the attack and focus of the enemy, so they're going to do less damage in general because of him being on the field. And then he kind of goes into Super Saiyan mode, getting a will bonus when you lose some of your players, and then April tends to survive being in the back, and then she ends up giving him will, and he just goes ham, basically. So this is what I'm looking at using this week. Already losing Rat King early on. Now, he is only 200. I do have the ooze. I could take him to 225. Not really interested in doing that because outside of this mutation, he's probably not going to be that useful. And even now, I'm considering putting Donatello back in or Zorax for some more consistent damage, because what Rat King brings to the table, I just don't know if it's really competitive worthy. So we're just going to kind of see what happens here. Got a lot of 5 stars that I'm up against. I have a full 4-star squad, so definitely punching up. I started at over 200 shields this week, so it is going to be difficult with some of what I'm going up against. I'm not really afraid of that Ace Duck. He was great during mutation because there was the mutation bug. Now the mutation bug has been fixed, we don't get the double bonus on mutations. It makes mutations a lot less exciting and entertaining, and unless they're a really strong character, less likely to actually want to use them. So went right through these guys, tons of work. Even though Ace Duck just did massive AoE, it didn't hardly scratch my guys. So definitely not afraid of that there. Using the Rockstar title. Galeus the Roaming Ronin. So Krang that I'm up against, he's probably pretty good. It's a 5-star Krang. I'm interested to see what happens there because the balances that they've done, and I would have loved to do some content on that. And maybe I'll get back around to it once I get my computer. I should be buying it tomorrow, but it's going to be an online order, so I will have to wait for it to be shipped. So probably another week before I'll be able to get back to consistent content creation. So thanks for hanging in there, guys. Hey, if you're new to the channel or you haven't done so already, subscribe. Ninja kick that like button. It really helps us out with analytics and making sure that other people who want to see content for Mutant Madness find my channel and find these videos. So I appreciate you guys doing that. Leave a comment down below with what tunes you're using on the mutation this week. Of course, OG Splinter, just amazing. It's nice to see Rat King survive and actually put in some work there. Really interested to see what's going to happen. 2 more battles, we're going to kind of assess the scores. I do not think I'll be able to get into first place this week, but we'll see. And I haven't really been adjusting my lineup much based on what I'm facing, although maybe I could do some tweaks. But I like to keep Shredder in the middle because I'm not running a tank, and even though he's not a tank, he does do that damage back with his bladed armor when people attack him. So he kind of functions like a tank, but he's really the fighter of the group. And making sure that Splinter is next to him, he's more likely going to give that defense boost to the person who's closest to him. So he's going to keep giving it to Shredder, as he did right there, keeping Shredder alive so Shredder can put in the work that he's supposed to do, keep on doing the damage. Now, I got 3 rat swarms out right now, which is really, really cool. And that is distracting their Zorax and making it to where we can actually get some work in. These summons are actually working out. This is nice. I'm keeping all 5 alive. You know, there's a few 5 stars that I'm up against, and we're doing all right so far. Still in the low 200s for the shield rating. We lost April, which is kind of sad, but not a big deal, based that we have the advantage. We have 4 on 1 and finished it off, and actually 7 on 1 if you count each of the rat swarms. So little surprised, very happy about what Rat King was doing in the past couple battles. We'll see how effective he maintains. If he keeps doing really, really well, maybe I'll want to take him to 225 for later in this week. I'll make that decision later, though. But yeah, I kind of like this lineup, keeping my 2 Rangers in the back, you know, Shredder in the middle, Splinter down in front of Drag, and Rat King in front of April. Fairly kind of classic, basic lineup. Looks like Shredder's hanging on by a thread. It will. No, Splinter was not able to get his special to give him the shield, so he just gave the shield to Drag now being the closest, which I would prefer him to be able to give it to Rat King, but right there he just gave it to a Rat Swarm, which is another thing I'm not super excited about. He just gave it to the Rat Swarm again. Now you can have up to 6 Rat Swarms on the field, so I guess that's good, keeping them up, because they do reduce the alertness and I think the haste of the people they're next to. So that kind of gives you the opportunity to get more attacks in and mitigate any sort of defense bonuses that they're getting. Now, hopefully we can make work of this Shredder. We do have the advantage when it comes to players base, because that is a 5-star Shredder. Yeah, and Drag will definitely stay alive. So, been very, very happy with Drag. With some of you may have noticed that with some of the balance changes, some levels in Channel 6, oops, I should have checked the scores before running in. We'll go ahead and run this. Some of you may have noticed that in Channel 6, some levels have been a little more difficult because of some of the balance changes. Well, I was already using Drag in one of my levels, and now I've actually changed to use Drag in about 3 or 4 of my 10 level climb. Mostly replacing Donnie, and in some cases replacing Zorax. So that's something I can make a video of my 10 level climb. I think I'll do that after I get the computer back up and running and things get fixed, to kind of go over why I do what I do and how I've changed my lineup, kind of go over my old lineup to my new lineup. And the old lineup still works, but I have to run it a lot of times waiting for RNG to kind of fall into place. Now this match is looking sketchy. It's 3-on-3 now. All right, Shredder making work of their Splinter. We still have our Splinter, so we're going to pull this off, even though it was looking sketchy there. Mostly because Drag is able to he's got lots of will, and he's pumping out his specials. And because he's a ranged toon, for the most part, unless they have those diving skirmishers, they're going to leave him alone. So I'm at 16.97k with that being 6 attacks. If this was only 5 attacks, I would have a chance of getting first place if I kept performing. Because it's 6, I'm probably going to end up somewhere in like 6th, maybe 5th place. But you know, Darth Bra, Shadowmourne, I know those guys are heavy hitters from the clans that they're with, and they have quite a high level of activity on Discord. So shout out to you guys. Good luck this week. I expect one of you guys to take that first place. So I probably won't be getting first place this week, but it's definitely fun to see Rat King do something, because ever since he's come out and the little bit of testing I've done with him, he's been very unimpressive. And unfortunately, that's kind of the way things go with new tunes, and that's part of the reason why I'm not using Ninja Splinter. There's no dimension level for him yet, and that really kind of lowers his overall effectiveness. You know, the 2-star and 3-star heroes that you just are able to draw a bunch, especially after a long period of time. You know, I have hundreds and hundreds of dimension levels on those tunes where, so 0 dimension level is a huge difference. There's a big gap there. So I'm not sure if there's a way the devs can address that, give us the ability to get more copies of new tunes right away. Also, when it comes to like the event tunes, maybe giving more people the tunes rather than top 50, maybe top 100 get the 3-star, and then maybe top 5 all get a 5-star, and then the 6 through 20 get the 4-star. Something like that might make it a little more viable to be able to use some of these newer tunes, or even duplicate versions of them. So if you get that first place at that 5-star, you also get the 4-star and the 3-star, giving you the dimension level. I think that would really make the new tunes a little bit more viable, especially for like the event tunes. Now with the season pass, it's decent. You get 2-3 and 2-4, so you do get a little dimension level if you want to use your bits on those 4-star drives. With my Rat King, I haven't used his second 4-star drive because the 4-star bits are kind of precious. Yes, I want duplicates to get closer to that first 5-star, which I don't have yet because I haven't won an event. Always placing in 2 to 5. From Snow Mikey on, I've always gotten for the new tunes 2 through 5, but I've had to hoard for basically the entire season leading up to that point in order to achieve that. And of course, devs don't want us hoarding our resources. They want us spending money to get those scores. But I already spend on the season pass. That's a decent amount of money to spend on a mobile game that there's really not a lot to do in this game. You do your 10 PvP battles, you do your 10 Channel 6 climbs. I do 1 adventure battle for the daily quest. Level up a tune, open a tune drive, maybe level up a room. That doesn't happen anymore. It's very rare I level up a room. I did save a bunch of my scrap for the beginning of the season to level up my workshop, even though the bits in the workshop don't really do much for us right now. And hopefully when they do some sort of equipment system balance changes or improvements, that we have a better way of using those mod parts. Let those mod parts be used to upgrade existing equipment. Let me take my 205 piece of wood and turn it into a 206, 207, 208 by throwing mod parts into it, something like that. Breaking down small pieces of equipment for more mod parts. So this guy's using drag as well, 5-star drag, first defeat in his climb, I think. So pretty good. So that's going to definitely stop me from getting in the top 5 or 6 because I took a loss. But yeah, one last battle. Let's take a look. See what we can do. Pretty traditional squad we're up against right here. Zorax, April, Leo, Donnie, Splinter. Couple of them are 4-star. 3 of them are 4-star. Leo, or was it Donnie and Zorax are 5-star. Now, Zorax has that 5-star 8-tier box sale right now, but he's not as OP as he once was. He's still a very good tune, very solid tune, and I do still use him over Shredder in most of my Channel 6 climb. Actually, I don't use Shredder at all in my Channel 6 climb. But in PvP, I feel that Shredder does a better job of... is more consistent. Like, yeah, Zorax can get the bigger hits, but when you're playing on auto like this, he's less consistent. You definitely have to play on manual, I think, to get the most out of your Zorax. So there we go. That's a day 1 run. Pretty darn good. 9th place, not horrible. Especially punching above my weight, over 200. Actually, 5th place. It says 9th, but yeah, I made it into 5th, which is kind of where I expected to be. So yeah, I could have, if I didn't take that loss, I could have been second or third place. Not bad, not bad. But it's definitely just going to get more and more difficult as these blue shields climb throughout the week. So not looking for anything amazing there. But I know that one of the things they will be doing is working the rewards for PvP. So it won't be set specific pieces. It'll be random pieces. And that's going to be a huge benefit, less of a reason for people to be tanking so insanely to target specific pieces. Like wood is very scarce right now, and the only places to get wood is where I'm at now at 235, or way down at like 205 at like the 107, 103 to 107 shield rating. It's insane, the difference. All right, thanks again so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to ninja kick that like button and subscribe for more TMNT Mutant Madness content. We'll see you in the next video.